Again.
Hello, my brother. Hello, my brother. Hello, my brother.
Okay, so maybe a little bit higher than that.
That was like the world's shittiest audition for like the wacky,
it was the
wacky
worst.
brother coming in the room.
It was the worst microphone check.
Hello, my brother.
All right.
Well, I changed the level.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Bruce and BYRON Show. Finally, we're back after 50 hospital visits. Yep. 50 hospital visits. I got to go back.
Yeah, from the top, Bruce.
No, I just had
From
a
the top.
speech,
From the
speech
top.
crash.
You want me to do it?
You guys ever say
Hey,
that?
everybody. Hey, welcome back. It's the Bruce and BYRON Show with special guest, Sean.
Hey, John.
Last name not available.
Hello again.
He's not going to be on camera, but
Wow, he sounds way better.
he
this
sounds
time.
way better.
Then what? Last week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like,
Well, whenever
You were quieter last week.
Yeah.
I show up every week, I'm not really going to be special guest.
show us the hat. Throw us the hat. This is the hat that we have to guess.
So I didn't mean to hit you in the hand like that, Bruce.
Yeah, nice catch. It's literally perfect in your hand, and you dropped it.
Not known for the sports.
Sorry.
This is the F1 hat.
If
This,
it was a Donaire, you would have grabbed it, don't my brother?
if do they wear these when they race? Is this like, or
That's the part of their fireproof gear.
you just, is it really?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's for tourists.
I know nothing about
Now, wait a second. What was yours? How much did you say you paid for that?
$70.
And it's
$70.
and-
I said I
Yeah.
have to wear it. I needed a penny a day for 7,000 days equals.
$70.
$70.
So he's going to
I
wear
told
it
you. It's literally
7,000 times. How many years is that?
I don't know.
That's well, let's say 700.
Let's do math.
70 times.
Well,
or no,
it's
it'd be 330.
it's
730 is
20
2
years.
years. 20 years? Yeah.
no.
But you have to wear it every day, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's still May. It's May, and I'm still wearing it.
It's
But you know
riveting.
what?
Doing
I
my
actually
damnedest.
believe that you will do that. You will wear that hat for
Yes.
20 years.
No, we will. It's like a Met Gala level cost for fashion. It means you're a fan. I couldn't tell you of what. It just, to me, it means you're
And that's the thing. I've never drank a Red Bull in my life.
really.
Yeah. I've
You
never
want one?
certainly. What?
You want one?
It's
Oh,
like,
wait. Sorry. Let me rephrase. I've had them occasionally. I've
Okay.
never bought one.
oh, okay.
It's like, oh, I've had
I'll
Jager.
sell
We
it
had
to you.
Jager bombs once or twice.
I'll sell one to you.
Suppose.
Yeah. Good luck.
Oh,
I paid $70 for a hat. I'm not paying anything for the fucking Kool-Aid.
$9 for $9 for a Red Bull.
But see the thing when you go to the race, right? You kind of everything's so expensive.
Mhm.
You're kind of numbed,
yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose.
right? Like,
yeah.
how much is lunch? Oh, here's some fries. That'll be $18.
That's right.
And
Did
he's
you
like,
see
oh,
what I
I sure am
posted?
hungry. That's a lot of fries.
Yeah.
You just completely forget.
Yeah.
You just paid $18 for French fries.
Well, that's like Disney.
Yeah, it numbs you. Everything. It's like they start so high. When
BYRON,
something is only sort of overpriced. You're like, what a deal.
yeah. BYRON, you,
not.
Hold that thought for 1 second. I'm going to
Okay.
show you something.
he's going to,
Oh, I know what you're gonna show the price from the Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
So this is the chilled food, which they don't even heat it. Like a fruit tray is like what is it here?
I didn't see.
I'm
the
so
picture.
blind I can't even read it. I get my glasses, my brother.
Oh, did you notice this, Bruce? When
What?
BYRON has to read up close, he puts glasses on. When I have to read up close, I have to take my glasses off.
Oh, yeah. What? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Opposites.
You guys need bifocals. I got bifocals.
They-
$190 for a fruit bowl.
That's amazing. That's like, so
But
like,
they got chicken wings, my brother. Look. $190 for chicken wings. At least they're heated.
so
Yeah.
have you ever
$190.
been to Disney?
crispy wing board. Ages ago.
So like when you have to take all your 14 kids to Disney, it's going to cost you this.
Yeah, they're not going.
Oh.
We're not going.
You're hearing it here first.
I'm not paying $12,000 to stand in line for a week. It ain't happening.
I joined the Disney Vacation Club. I'm a full member.
We're well aware.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you
I
know
have to
that
do that.
Bruce did that?
What the?
He
The-
went
the
down to
timeshare.
Florida, and you know how the timeshare everybody goes to that
Yeah.
gets like their free lunch. Bruce walked out down $50,000.
I was 35.
Oh,
American?
But we got 50.
Was
no,
it American?
No, Canadian. You need to get some windshield wipers on those
oh
shades
my
there.
God.
So
I don't need them.
Those are too small for your face, Byron. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
no way.
I'm new to the whole glasses thing, so I have no idea.
It's holding in. It's like a rainforest in your eyelashes.
I told him that he looks like the smart Hulk.
So when they put that knitting needle in your tear duct
Yeah,
to fix it,
didn't do anything.
I thought at first it did, didn't it?
No, I thought it did too, but like she went in and she looked at my tear duct and said, "It's too tight." So she said she's got to cut a piece out of it. So she jammed the metal rod in just to see how tight it was into each eye. And I could feel the rod going in. I had the surgery, so she went in and then snipped a couple snips in the back, so it would like kind of open up. But the risk is that it just kind of tears right open and your eyeball like falls out of your head. But anyway, I went to the procedure and
I'm gonna throw up.
My eyes are just as bad as they were before. So don't do that procedure.
Okay.
Waste of time.
Was it compared to your vasectomy? Rate eyeball knitting needle.
Well, my favorite thing about the vasectomy was none of us knew what vasectomies were. I was the first one to get one because all you guys were all not even having kids yet. I was the first one.
I didn't know any girls.
Right, and you did, yeah. So I got the vasectomy, and then I told Bruce that your semen turns brown.
So I went and got
So
mine.
it was like gravy.
I got mine
thicker, just to kind of like freak them out.
Like this.
Yeah. I got
like a Guinness.
I got mine done, and then a day later it turned black. I thought I got the wrong procedure.
God. The worst part about it was when they cut you.
Yeah,
they got to cauterize it, right?
Yeah,
and so I remember he puts the hot whatever, and smoke comes out.
Yes.
So you're sitting there looking between your legs, and all of a sudden there's smoke pouring out of your junk.
Why would you look?
No, they put me out for mine.
God
really?
damn it.
Yeah.
What?
I went to sleep.
There's three bad parts.
The
needle,
yeah,
or the anesthetic or the numbing, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the first reach in. Yeah. And then the second reach in.
I'm so
Those
glad.
are the three bad parts.
I'm so glad I didn't deal with that.
When they smoke you don't feel anything.
No.
I'm uncomfortable.
This is turning like
I like talking about Bruce's
like
nutsack.
a public service.
Hilarious.
No, we're talking about all our nutsacks.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah.
But this is kind of shit
had it done.
This is shit you got to deal with when you're in your 50s.
Yeah. Well, I got some sort of weird thing where I'm building calcium deposits, and apparently it's high risk for testicular cancer. So
it's also high risk for kidney stones.
Is it? What?
Calcium that's all built up.
Yeah, that's what
in your
stones
nuts
are.
Well, mine are in my nuts. Yours are in your.
It's all in your kidneys, and God damn it.
Oh, yours are next.
It's all dick related, my brother.
This is not where I thought tonight was going to go.
Yeah, let's stop talking about dicks.
All right, we'll talk about my
health. Okay, let me tell you what happened.
Something wrong with you, Carlito?
I feel fine. Health talk time
okay.
is gone.
Wait, listen to this.
Perfectly healthy.
Listen to this. So I started taking this
Don't hang around fat people.
I started taking this drug to kind of get me over crying every day. It's a
oh god, we're gonna edit that out.
So anyway, I took this antidepressant drug, and I was like, oh, let's just add it into the pile of all these things. I'm losing weight now. After I had my leg problem I had last week, and I'm at a show, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I felt like I was gonna pass out, and anyway I had to leave the show, and I went to the hospital. I was there for 15 hours thinking I had a heart attack, and they thought I had a heart attack. And it turns out it was anxiety and this new drug I was taking. So
Jesus,
that's fun. So it's been a fun week. That'll all be cut out, so it doesn't
crazy
matter.
pills.
Yeah. So the picture of the crazy guy on the pill.
Yeah, okay. That was my.
That's your
was
bit.
that my joke?
Yeah.
I did that joke.
Crazy pills.
Byron looked in the mirror and he matched the face that was on the pill, and that's the pill he took for that day. So he'd look in the mirror, and if he was like,
yeah, that's it. That's the one.
But secretly,
if I
wanted to feel better, I just turn the pill upside down, and then turn the frown into a smile.
Yeah,
Amen, brother.
Yeah, that's a good idea though. They should sell pills
for levels of crazy,
whatever face you're making.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
Good thing no one watches this show.
Yeah,
no one's gonna steal it.
No, it's your bit.
Good thing nobody watches it.
Yeah,
we got 1,220 some followers now. It's crazy.
We got the paper award.
Yeah, that's been there
right?
for a little while.
Yeah.
Ramey made that for us.
I do watch the show.
We're gonna put the.
You know I do.
Eventually,
I know.
Okay.
Eventually, we'll get probably
No,
we figure we get up. We'll probably top out around 2,000. That's when I figure that'll.
Oh, I thought way less than that. Okay, we need to move on.
Okay, this isn't working.
We got to check in on our favorite guy.
Okay, so one quick thing, everybody. World's greatest worker. He's had an update. I just wanted everyone to follow on to see how he's making out. Oh, look at the flips he does now. Look at that! Look at that frying pan.
Get the old ratchet out to it.
Yeah. Done. See?
Look,
do you think he wastes
I don't think
any time whatsoever?
This is a different guy.
No, it's the same guy.
No, this is a guy making fun of the first guy.
Hold on. No. So I just want to know: does this guy recycle all the stuff he throws away over in the side?
Yeah, it's India. I think they can't throw anything away.
Okay. Look at this guy.
Watch this. Hop.
Look, he did two things at once. He landed,
throw it away.
gone, box gone. Oh,
There's a pile of like 1,000 boxes and wires over on the side there.
I just wish I could see that where he throws all that stuff. Like, that's a torch, and he just like used his mouth to secure it.
It's a propane
look,
valve.
Yeah, there's the regulator.
Do you want that to be done rushed?
I feel like using gas appliances it's not something you speed up. Look, there's the burners in the back that he was working on the first video. Oh, it works. He's got it going. He just leaves it on. Just burns whatever's on the table.
Yep, done.
Oh,
Next person.
That's how I wrap XLR cables after a show.
Remember how I told you he only fixes like 3 things? This is one of the 3. This is a pressure cooker.
What? Oh my God, that was amazing.
But I have a special treat, Carlito.
I want a sofa gorilla. What was that? Oh boy, what's this?
I'm Dina. Look at my feet. My feet are straight ahead.
I'm
you
gonna
don't want to do
learn
that.
how to
Hip hop
dance.
is this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit.
She looks like she's from the Starship Enterprise.
The more relaxed you are, that's what makes it hip hop. Boom, bam, every time. Or Start
so
out
cool.
just hitting it. This is what we call popping. Straight.
Popping your back.
Straight. Hit.
What's going on here?
TikTok is going on.
And that's
She's
what makes it
teaching
look like
hip-hop
hip-hop.
dancing.
Look,
It's like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I was recently on a trip down to Houston, speaking of like getaways, and went to NASA.
Nice.
Where
Yeah.
this is like the launch.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah. So anyway,
Exactly.
so we're in the place where they actually the actual place where all the NASA employees were there and kind of going through the process of getting this thing on the moon. Okay. They showed the moon landing footage. So like you get goosebumps, you're in the room and all the people there, all the calculations and the math and the chalkboards, cigarette holders and everything.
Right.
And the place in the back where the people could just, the citizens can watch. So they got the little TV up in the corner, and there was a woman working there. And I said, so this is what it looked like when the first time we landed on the moon. She was like, yes, this is an absolute perfect recreation. And I said, so there's TV there? She goes, yeah. This is the actual footage they showed on the TV. All right. So we watched the whole thing, and it was over, and everyone's like, oh yeah, great. They're all taking pictures of each other and walking out. And the woman's standing there, and I walked over to her. I said, one quick question. When the spaceship was leaving the planet, and you could see it taking off, there was a perfect camera move jib from the moon of the ship leaving the moon. I was like, how did that happen? Why? How did somebody pan the camera remotely to see the ship lifting off? Right? And I was like, I'm not a conspiracist here. I believe they did land on the moon, right? But it's like that questions me, right? And so the girl's like starts shitting herself. She's like, nobody's ever asked that question before. I'm like, you're telling me that this place has had millions of people go on this tour. They had to have been, and I'm the only one that's ever asked that question. And
the camera panned up to follow the spaceship leaving the surface of the moon.
Right. And she said,
the lunar module, I guess.
She said, you're going to have to talk to Director Smith. Whatever. Like it's like they had a panic. Well, somebody asked you, just
were
say,
you ushered somewhere after this question?
Right. So anyway, so we left there, and we're going back, and there's another woman like we were talking to, kind of joking around with her, making, she was making fun of us being Canadians and stuff. And I laid into her and I said, look, just be upfront with me. Was that video footage bullshit of the moon laughing? And she goes, look, I'll be honest with you. It was footage that they had created to enhance the story.
There it is.
But it wasn't actually the footage from the moon. And she said, I wasn't allowed to tell you that, but that's what it is.
Now everyone knows, all 30 people that watch this show.
But Stanley Kubrick filmed the footage. There's an interview with him where he talks about doing
He went to space?
Area 51. They've recorded moon landing stuff that they added to that thing just to enhance, because they couldn't really show it.
That fuels the conspiracy people.
Right. So everyone thinks right. So now everybody thinks. So anyway,
they created a monster without knowing it.
Right,
They did, yeah.
But then, so look. But anyway, the place was incredible to see, and we went for the tour, and but yeah, the whole Houston, we have a problem. The term isn't actually Houston, we have a problem.
Correction.
It's not actually that. I don't know what it is right now, but I remember being surprised.
Is it Dartmouth?
But it's it's actually something different, because it's, if you go in and look at the displays on the inside, I'm going to show it right here. What is actually said? I can't remember what it was.
It's kind of one
That's
of
my
those. It's
Alzheimer's.
over time, because it's like that Star Trek thing. He never actually says "beam me up, Scotty."
He doesn't?
He never says that exact phrase.
Really?
It's always like "beam us up" or "ready to beam."
Right.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
he never says
Beam me up.
Scotty."
And wasn't there a Star Wars thing like that?
There's a few things like that.
Like when Luke, I am your father. Like I think there's something different
Yeah,
about that.
that's right.
Yeah.
He never says, "Luke, I am your father."
What does he say?
He says,
He just says, "I am your father."
Obi-Wan never told you.
I am your father.
And then he kind of gives.
He never says Luke.
He never says, "Luke, I'm your father."
Right.
Well, that's probably because
He says he never calls him Luke.
I blame Farley for that one, though.
Oh, in the fan.
Yeah, he's saying it into the fan and Tommy Boy.
I remember we went to see that at the old movie theater there, but we did. You were there, but we didn't go with you. And I was there with Byron.
What movie though?
Tommy Boy.
Oh, Tommy Boy.
In the theater?
You were there because I gave you shit after. I was like, Bruce, I love your new movie, because we make fun against Bruce, you're fat.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But yeah, I remember you getting up. You were probably there with Darcy.
Yeah.
And I was there with Byron and probably Scott.
That's the other shirt I got. Callahan brake pad shirt. I bought a bunch of shirts.
I still watch that movie.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
When I lived in Fargo, North Dakota,
I love those stories.
Nobody thought I was funny. They thought I was a weird Canadian. Our sense of humor is very regional.
Yeah.
But wasn't their big joke was, yeah, she is.
Yeah, it was.
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
No.
it
This is in Fargo. Whenever I had anybody say something to me, like my buddies are actually from Fargo are watching. Wes, I know you're watching this. James, those guys. Anyway, whenever they say something to agree with you, it sounds like they're challenging what you're saying. So if I say, wow, it's a really, really nice day today. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
it drives me crazy.
But they think
that sounds exhausting.
Doesn't that sound like an argument? Like,
it is. You said no. I said it is a nice day.
No, it is a nice day. And they're like, no, yeah, it is. No, yeah, it is. Like you're agreeing,
right?
But they're agreeing. But
if you would have went out and said, God, this isn't a nice day.
Yeah,
and they go, yeah, it is.
No, they would go, well, no, I actually, yeah, exactly.
From our perspective, we think you said,
yes,
this isn't a nice day today.
Yes.
And then they say, it is, to correct you.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's the weirdest American thing in the world.
Yes, it is.
No, the weirdest American thing. Now, it's probably gone now. But when you were there working, Bruce, the story you told about the guy at McDonald's.
Extra lettuce?
No.
Oh.
Writing a check.
Oh, the check. Yeah.
Writing a check.
They were writing
ink, pen on paper, ink.
In the 2000s.
Paper check at
in
McDonald's.
the 2000s. And it was commonplace because their banking system is way behind ours.
Yeah.
Oh,
writing.
they didn't have Interac.
No.
Literally
Tap
friendly,
was nothing.
a piece of paper, ink.
Yeah.
But how would they know?
For my
like
Big
I used
Mac
to
deal.
I
Yeah,
used to
Humble,
work
please.
at the Royal Bank.
Yeah.
And people would come in with that would have to withdraw money from their bank accounts. They'd have the check and then they have their signature. This is when back in the old days.
Way old.
Okay, so I'd look at the check, and at the
90s.
bottom it would have a different branch of the bank, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't just scan something or whatever. I literally had to go to the
Physically.
back, pick up the old phone, call the bank downtown.
Yeah.
That's
They
awesome.
fax the signature to me, right? So I'm sitting there waiting for the signature to come back.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom got me the job at the bank. Still owe your mother.
No.
Your mother got me
No,
the job at the bank.
no. McLean's mom did.
No. Your mom did.
Welcome, she didn't get me a
I
job.
closed the deal. Yeah, why
What
didn't
a
she get you
sucker.
on there?
I was at the pub.
Okay. Let me tell you why. This is a story that I told at St. Mary's as an MBA class. They invited me. Me.
MBA are scum.
Okay. They brought me in to talk to MBA students graduating on
The guy,
business.
the guy
Right?
with
This is when I had my old company.
the St. Mary's resume.
Are you talking about Rampage?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
This is when I had sold my company to Cassette. And
I couldn't think of the name of them. I was
yeah.
talking the other story. The other day.
Yeah. So whatever. So they brought me into SMU to talk. And all I did, I started like a proper, as a student, you got to be focused and you got to work hard. I just, you know what? I just, right in the middle of it, I said, none of you guys want to hear this shit. You want to hear the truth. You want to know what it's going to take to get, to actually become an entrepreneur. And I told the story where I started my web design company from home. Okay. I had nothing, no money. So this will tell you how quickly you can actually make a career out of yourself by being smart and just not giving a shit and just pushing your way through it. I started a company with no employees, with no money. I built a website, and then there was a contract came up to do the MacPass website. Okay.
Yep.
So I contacted MacPass and I said, look, I'm going to build you the greatest website ever made. And I said, here's some of my portfolio. Showed them like 6 websites. I built 2 of them. There's 4 others, some other company. and I said, not only am I going to build it, it's going to be award winning. It's going to be the best site you've ever seen. And they're like, oh, well, you know what? They hummed and hawed. They had interviewed 10 different people. They awarded me the contract. And you know how I found out I won it? I was up in my office upstairs. Okay. And I went out golfing with you that day. Okay. My phone rang and my father picked up the phone. It was my business line.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
My dad goes over, answers my business line for some reason.
Oh, Jesus.
And he goes, hello? And they're like, yes, can I speak to Mr. Fillmore? Is this Rampage Technology? And he's like, you looking for Byron? I'm like,
no.
They're like, yeah, Byron. Yep, he's out on the golf course. He's not here.
You know what? That doesn't sound bad.
They knew it was my father.
Oh.
They knew at that point I lived at home. So here's where it gets crazy.
They, out at the golf course sounds like you're with clients.
Potentially.
Okay.
So I get home and I'm freaking out because Dad tells me that MacPass called. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, okay. Back then we didn't have cell phones. So he couldn't have called me so I could call them. Yeah. Everything's analog, right? So I got back and I called them, left a message saying, I just got back from, I was out with clients on the golf course.
See?
Right. And they called me back the next day. They said, look, we loved your proposal. You're one of the finalists. Okay. So in order for you to win this contract though, our management team is going to come in to visit you in your office and meet your team. Right. My team of 5 developers. I didn't have any employees.
Oh no.
So this was like a Monday. Okay. And I said, well, when would you like to come into my office? And they're like, well,
I know this story.
Well, why don't we come in?
I've never heard this.
Why don't we come in on Wednesday? Wednesday? I'm a bit. Is there any way you could push it out till Friday? Because it's like we've got a big project we're trying to finish up, and it's just I want you to come in and when the team is all here, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, no problem. And I said, oh, listen, I'll send you an email here shortly with my address, and I'll confirm with my team that what time you can come in. Okay. Hung up the phone. What do? I'm in my house with no money, nothing. I go in the phone book and I find office space for rent. Okay.
I think I remember
And
this.
then I came across this place
Yeah.
in Dartmouth. Okay. It's an incubator facility for shitty little companies that, I don't know what they're doing. So you rent a space and then they provide support. So I call them up and I'm like, I need an office today. Right. And they're like, well, we don't have any space. So it's full. And they're like, I said, well, is there anything you can do? I just need to have I got a meeting, an important meeting. I just need to, use a space. So they said there's a company that's moving in, and they're not moving in until next week. I said, well, is their office empty? And they're like, well, there's a couple of desks in there. And so I was like, perfect. Okay.
Now you have desks.
So now I go down there, I check it out, walk in, there's like 4 desks, just shitty old worst desks ever. No chairs or anything. Okay. I went out and bought 6 chairs. Okay. And 6 monitors. I walked into the office, set up the desks with the monitors. I took paper and just spread it out. I had keyboards. I think about keyboards too. I laid the keyboards down, the monitor, no computer.
Why have I never heard this?
Okay? And so I set it all up. So it looks like there's 6 guys working. Okay.
Oh, God.
So Friday rolls around. I get a call. I'm in the office, and somehow there was a phone in there, and I told them, okay, when these guests arrive at the front desk, they said, just call me, and I'll come out and greet them. And perfect. So I rented the space for the day.
But you have employees.
No employees.
No,
I walk
none.
out, and
This
they go.
is pre
There's-
all the boys.
They're all in suits, MacPass. Okay, 3 or 4 of them. Okay, and so they walk in.
The brass at MacPass.
Yeah, it's the brass, yeah. So they walk in, and I go,
Mac
okay.
brass.
I said, come on down. I said, look, I know you're not going to believe this, but my entire team, we just won this huge contract, and they're out celebrating, and they're late getting back from lunch. They're not going to be back for at least another hour. But do you want to come back in an hour, or do you want to I could just come down now. I could show you kind of where our space is, and then we could just head down to the boardroom and have a chat about the project. And they're like, well, we're here. We're not going to bother.
Oh my! What if they said we'll wait?
That's what you got to do. I would have said, you won't believe it. They're not coming. They got drunk. They're so excited. They're whatever. You got to bullshit your way. This is how you got to be an entrepreneur. But this is how it gets great. Okay. They come down. They come into my office. They peek in. They're like, oh, like papers everywhere. They're like, oh wow, you guys are really busy, eh? Like, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't get a chance to clean up. We're just nonstop.
So
right?
busy.
We go down the boardroom, okay, and then we chatted for like half an hour. I'm again reiterating to them how excited we are for this project. We're going to make a thing, and so they left. Okay, call me next day. Congratulations, Byron, you won the project. Okay, now, so what do? I had to hire somebody because I didn't know how I was going to build the website. Right. And so I found a guy that was a part-time web developer, brought him in. And then another guy I hired was a cartoonist. Okay. He doesn't know anything about web stuff. He was a cartoonist. I don't even know why I brought him. Because in my head, the idea was rather than building a standard website, I'm going to build a website that looks like a cartoon. And it's going to have all the bridges and show how MacPass works and all this shit. So you know what happened? We built the website, and it won a Canadian award for Website of the Year.
Seriously?
I swear to God.
So do they still use that site back-ended?
No, but you can still see it. If you go back, Wayback Machine, it's still there. So what did I do next?
Oh my God,
this is how you got to be an entrepreneur. You guys out there, you lazy bastards.
Wait, AI. No, AI's taking all this over.
Yeah,
anyway,
right. So listen, this is a story I told.
None of this works anymore.
This is a story I told the MBA students at SMU. Okay. Yeah. I said, this is called hustling. You want to hustle? I'm going to teach you how to hustle.
That is totally hustling.
So what did I do next?
Totally.
What?
The next day after I won the contract, I called up Q104. And I never talked to them before in my life. Okay. Yes, Q104, please. And then I don't know who you talk to.
Q104.
Q104
Did
answers.
I talk to Q?
Q104 answers and yes. Well, what is it? I was like, look, you guys have the worst website I've ever seen. Okay.
They did too.
Okay.
It was terrible.
It's literally the worst. C100's even worse. Okay. And so I said, look, I'm going to come build you guys the best websites you've ever seen. I'm going to do Q104. I'm going to do C100. I'm going to do 96.5 FM. I said, I'm going to do it for free. Okay. But what I want in return is I want advertising. Okay, I want free radio advertising. That's it. That's the deal.
Rampage.
Costs you nothing, and then you get beautiful websites. You know the weather. You know the weather thing where you go on the website to see what cancellations are.
Yeah.
That was my idea.
Really?
I built that. Yeah.
Oh.
So they come back to me and they're like, "Perfect."
Why do I not know this?
Perfect. They said, so your radio ads, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want you guys, I don't want to even tell you what to do. I want you to make me the best radio commercials ever. Right. And they said, well, you're going to want to talk to our Winnipeg location because those guys are nuts. And I'm like, perfect. Right. These guys,
Those Winnipeg guys.
these guys made me a radio commercial that was so fucking incredible. They swore on it.
Really?
Yeah, one of the things was Rampage Technology. We build the world's fucking greatest website. Something crazy like that. But they actually bleeped it out. Okay.
Do it again.
It was so incredible. And what happened was the board responsible for radio or whatever called and said, you can't put that ad on. You can't. They have to remove it. Right. So that just made it more incredible. Right.
Oh my God.
And this is before social media or anything, right? So it blew up. I must have gotten 30 projects from that. It was running for like 3 or 4 months,
That's awesome.
right?
Wow.
So at that point, my company just exploded. As an entrepreneur, that's the type of hustle you got to be able to do. The young people these days, they don't know how to hustle like we did back in the day. We were hustlers. I mean, I was working
I did nothing.
100 hours a week. Well,
I also did nothing.
but Bruce, the funniest thing is, Bruce started a company
I did.
called OBITEK.
OBITEK Data Systems.
Who bought a computer from you, Bruce?
Everybody.
Everybody bought a
I built computers.
Okay, so this is Bruce's business
That was
model.
the first
Okay.
computer I ever bought. Was an OBITEK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a
Everybody's
2
got
gig hard drive.
Yeah.
everybody's got an OBITEK
Used
computer.
it for years.
Yeah.
Well, here's the best part about OBITEK. You spend $1,000 for his computer, right? State of the art.
I think I got a friend deal there.
He probably paid $950 for the part.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's full tech support for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Unlimited for free.
Greatest warranty ever.
Anything goes wrong with your computer, you call Bruce and he comes over and he fixes it and replaces the
For
parts.
hours.
For free.
For
free.
hours.
Free.
I would sit there at people's. I remember one guy, I won't say his name. He was going to kill me. I sold him a computer
Literally
for
kill you.
$4,000. And I made $13 off this computer.
Yeah.
And every day he would call, okay, so today I noticed that looks like the lag in the GPU is a little high. And I was going, I didn't make the computer. I'm selling the parts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They would install software that corrupted the hard drive.
Yeah.
And
That was nothing.
Bruce was
that had
responsible.
nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with
Bruce
me.
was
I
responsible.
was like, oh, looks like you got 4,000 malware things from downloading
porn.
Remember the MP3s and what was that? What was that? Napster, and it would fill up with fucking porn. And
My favorite story of that whole Bruce's business
this one,
was
the parade.
when Bruce. I was like, Bonnie and I are in a parade. Don't even ask me what the hell parade.
Santa Claus parade, isn't it?
Santa Claus parade, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, so I say to Bruce, you got your van? Because I need to get in this parade, but we don't have a way. Bonnie's dressed up as a character. Can we just use your van to drive in the parade? Bruce is like, whatever. Yeah, I'll use my van. Bruce pulls up. And we get in, we drive in, and I'm like looking around. I was like, holy shit, you got all of your receipts and documents and invoices for all your clients.
Everywhere.
Literally laying on the floor, okay? So we pull up to the parade starts, and we're in the back, and we're going along down the road, and we're going up Spring Garden. I remember we're going up by Spring Garden, and that's when Bonnie jumped out.
They fling the doors open.
Doors open,
Receipts.
invoices and receipts.
It was like
all
May
over.
Day. Like the first kids were grabbing the receipts.
Bruce is
Daddy,
like-
what's this? Oh, looks like a receipt for a hard drive.
It's like
Bruce-
the ticker tape parade
Yeah.
when the war ended
Yes.
in New York.
Yeah. So Bruce starts freaking out. He's like, those are my invoices. Those are my receipts.
So we're like, people are scattered, running around.
I'm ripping receipts out of kids' hands. Like,
I need those for tax
and I
time.
was like, that is the greatest businessman on the planet.
I gave up after that, I think. I was like 17 years
Oh,
old.
you had no idea. I felt so bad.
That's
for
true.
you.
You were a baby then.
You were like, at one point, I remember you were saying, yeah, we're going after a contract for like a school for like 300 computers or
Yeah,
something.
Acadia.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you do? Like, can you imagine the lawsuit?
I know.
I'm thank God you didn't win that.
No, I won it. I built 100 computers for them, and Dad and I went up on Halloween night, delivered them. I made $30 a computer.
Oh yeah,
the markup was ridiculous. Like you couldn't make money because everybody's doing it, right? So they don't trust this kid. But I built these computers from parts, and I sold them, and I'm like. I don't know how I'm going to service them if there's ever a problem.
You know what? The bottom line is this. The bottom line is you learned so much about computers.
Absolutely.
That made your career.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I know everything about hardware.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I don't even know how I got into web design and all that because at the time nobody was doing it.
Yeah.
That was when we had it was ns.simpatico.ca, all of our email addresses.
What I find fascinating is that you know so much about IT and I know so much about IT, but we know nothing of what each other does.
Right. I don't do hardware.
And I don't do any software whatsoever.
I only do software.
You guys actually don't have a clue what the hell I do.
And actually, we don't even, you didn't
Nobody knows what you
jumped
do.
in like 100 or like 10 years ago, didn't you? What are you doing now?
Electronic technician.
You're like you actually physically like work like solder and shit.
Yeah.
Don't you?
When you plug in that chip, he's the guy fixing the chip.
Yeah, that's another level.
No one fixes chips anymore.
Well, they used to.
Electronics is all repair by replace now.
Yeah.
Everything is replaced.
I was working on a machine at my work. Okay, this is gonna be the nerdiest thing ever. I'm working on this machine, and I'm like, oh, it's not, something's wrong. And the guy that's working with me is 70 years old, and he's like, oh, looks like the CMOS is dead. I'm like, oh, geez, I guess we're gonna throw. No, what do you mean? Goes over, pulls out a box of CMOS chips, and he soldered it onto the board, and he got it to work. And I'm like, what?
That's some pretty fine point soldering.
I was like, he had it. He was like nailing. He was like, he had all the gear, laid down the anti-static mat, and he's like soldering it onto this $40,000 at the time. That's like a $4 million server, and he's like, just he puts it in. I'm like, shouldn't we call the tech support? And he's like, no, I got this.
Right.
No one solders those anymore.
No,
robots do it.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, this is the nerdiest show I think we've done. All right. Guess what? It's the end of the show.
All right. Well, that was a good show.
I didn't know it started.
Yeah. Thanks,
All
Sean,
right.
for showing up this week.
Well,
Neil will be back at some point. I don't know. We'll see.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Go.
Joe.
Thanks for joining us,
everyone. Have a good weekend.